Hello, everybody, to the reunion of Saints versus Sinners.
Yeah.
Where's the alcohol?
Go Madison.
Hey.
Yes.
As you were aware, if you saw, Madison did win the season. And Madison, I have a question for you starting off this reunion. This is only your second ever game show, but your second straight win. You're currently undefeated. How does that feel? Do you have any plans for future shows?
Oh, well, without a doubt, it definitely feels very good. It's definitely a confidence booster. And I appreciate everyone who voted for me. It's a really good feeling. I think everyone played really good. It is my second straight win, which that I am very shocked. Because I remember thinking beforehand, I was like, okay, like Survivor is a bit harder than Big Brother. And I'm probably gonna be one of the first people out. And then as time was going on, I just kept going and going and going. And I was like, oh shit, wait, maybe I'm actually gonna make it to the end. And then I did, and I won. But it is a really good feeling. I don't have any further plans to play anything else because I feel like with this shriek, it's like one of a kind. And now I have $600 in prize winnings from being in this community. So it's a good feeling, and I might just settle on that. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to apply to anything, but if anybody wants to reach out and recruit me, I might consider it.
All right, Madison. Well, we have a fan question for you in the audience, so let's go ahead and get that.
Wait, so do I just ask now? I'm ready.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay, great. Well, first off, hello, everybody. This was so much fun to watch. I think this is the best Survivor I've seen. No shade.
Yeah, I didn't get a question. Oh my god.
So, first off, well, congrats, Maddie, Queen. I knew you could do it. I knew you could pull it off.
Thank
My
you.
question to you goes, do you feel that your gameplay was fairly perceived throughout the season? And if not, why?
I feel like my gameplay wasn't always fairly perceived. I think I was definitely looked down upon in certain aspects because one, I fucking suck at Minecraft, so that's one thing. I think two, I have the curse of being a woman, so I think that's always gonna factor into things because I don't know, we're pretty good here. I think sometimes I am looked down upon as a woman, and I'm never gonna be the first person to be like, oh my god, that's misogyny. Like, that's never me. But I think that definitely was an aspect in certain cases. But I think the proof is kind of in the pudding, considering that I'm 2 for 2. I don't think there's really anything bad to look down on me for. I don't know, I can't even think what I'm saying, I'm so sick. But yeah, I think I proved myself, and that's all I can do. And yeah.
Well, thank you. I will see you at Disneyland.
See you at Disneyland in 2 weeks.
Woo!
All right. Thank you, Madison.
Thank you.
It was a great season to have you play in. Now you're feeling not the greatest right now, so go take care of yourself. As for now, I want to move on to Kyle, Madison's partner in crime. There's some questions, for you in the audience, but first I want to address you personally. So, okay. Kyle,
yeah.
Do you think that you should have probably taken Madison out before the end? I know in hindsight it might seem very obvious, but looking back, was there ever a point where you might have had to let her go that would have been the right decision to make?
No, I don't think so. Getting into Merge, being someone who's gonna get votes every tribal, you can't really think far enough ahead into like Final 3 to be like, oh, when do I take out my big threat alliance? You do that, and I just have less votes to work with, and I get out even sooner. So I don't think so. You could say maybe I take Madison out and keep Weiss in the end, but I don't know. I think then Weiss gets a lot of votes from friends. So I don't think there was really a good spot to do it, and I kind of just worked with what I got, and I did what I could do.
Yeah, onk. Woo!
Yeah.
All right, good answer, Kyle. So basically, we have two people from the audience who want to address the both of y'all. So both of them can request to speak, and we'll let them go one at a time. So first, we have Jake.
All right. Oh my god.
Get up on the stage. First off, hello everyone. It was a great season. That Boston, you were robbed. You played one hell of a game. You played the middle in every single vote. You're a dog. And then Kyle, you're invited to the cookout, bro. Kyle got his Unk status after this season, bro. So good work, Unk. But it was a great season, guys. I had a fun time watching it. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. And
Oh, that's sweet, man.
thank you, Jake. And next we have Huffle. Huffle would like to ask a question.
Oh, let's go.
Huffle, yes.
Let's go. Retirement home squad.
Good evening, distinguished panel of jury. I have a question from Hufflepuff. Kyle, from Hufflepufficus.
Yes, yeah.
My question. You've mentioned many times throughout this game that you are the old fart, you've been around the block. How does this experience compare to other seasons you've been in?
It was interesting. A little behind the scenes was as Soccer would know, this was a really long season, and not necessarily his fault or anyone's fault, but it is funny because I remember back in the day, when we were playing Dawson seasons in 2015. If a season went 10 hours long, that's that's a long season. You get 10 people on a season, that's a pretty good cast. So it's been interesting to see how the atmosphere of Survivor and Minecraft has elevated to the point of being this complex and people being this into it and trying to make the seasons as robust as possible. So it's a different experience. It's not as lighthearted and cute and fun like it used to be. It wasn't a bunch of friends getting together and voting each other out. Now it's serious and people take it really seriously. So it's more professional and seen. So take that as you will.
Thank you so much. Weiss, you're still a stupid bitch. Thank you so much.
Ooh, whack him.
Clock that. Whoa.
But what you mean clock that tea? Bitch, you just got...
I got
All right.
dragged.
Thank you.
It's real.
Thank you,
No,
Huffle. Thank
my
you,
mic.
Huffle. All right, those are some pretty good audience questions, but I have some of my own. We gotta really dig into what happened this season at this reunion. And the first question I need to ask is to Kimmi.
Okay.
Kimmi, so Boston had all the power at Final Five, and he chose to send you home. Do you think he made the right move?
No, I don't think so at all. This is the thing. Let me break it down. The moment I went into that jury chat, literally what was said was, what the fuck are you doing here? Honestly, Boston's better chance was against you and Weiss. That is literally what I heard. So I was just girl, are you kidding? I mean, yeah, I can definitely out-talk the bitch. I mean, I'm not denying that. But I'm saying that game-wise, this is the thing. Madison and Kyle kept getting hyped up by the same man who ended up going to the end with them. So of course I was going to be bitter against that. But if he actually did go with myself and Weiss are fighting over the same people. We're fighting over the same votes. Boston would have these connections that neither of us had. So odds are, without questions, he takes it 100%. So questions, maybe that differs things. I mean, questions differed this outcome just now. So that's what I'm saying. I think that questions could definitely change it, but going into the final, Boston would have been winning and Boston would have gotten a lot of votes in comparison to myself and Weiss, who are fighting over the same ones. We're both fighting over B. We're both fighting over Jeffles. It's an obvious thing to me. I don't think I had that many friends to where it'd be oh my god, Kimmi is assuringly winning or Weiss is assuringly winning. It was definitely Boston, for sure.
All right. Well, I want to be fair here, and I think it was a pretty tough decision. So I want to give Boston a chance to state his case. So Boston,
absolutely.
Can you explain your side and your strategy going into that vote? What made you vote the way that you did, and do you believe that it was the right move?
Sorry. Absolutely. Like I said, I would have stabbed her a million times in the back over if I had the chance to do it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you can say she was fighting for B's vote, but what about the 7 other people that I burned? I knew getting to the end of this game, I burned so many bridges and I was going to have to cook up in that final speech. And Kimmi, during the season, is so likable, such an underdog, and it was so fun, even watching it back, so fun to root for. She was easily the biggest threat towards the end game. It wasn't even an option. And the reason I did the red vote, the reason I let Jeff go, it was all so I could take credit for sending home Kimmi. And I thought sending home Kimmi was going to be huge on my resume, but clearly we've got a lot of bitter jurors. We didn't get to see any of the speeches or any of the questionings, but when it airs, it was a pretty bitter ending. A lot of the jurors didn't even give me a chance to speak, and I felt like I truly had a better shot sitting with 2 Saints and me being the final sinner. So, that's what I stand by. That's what I believe, and I would have done it. No regrets.
All right.
Work, Diva.
So, Boston, you did mention the word bitterness, and I kind of do want to build on top of that because Weiss, you mentioned after you got voted out that you might throw Madison a pity vote. Was your vote for Madison a pity vote, or did the FTC change their mind? And be honest.
Well, if you want my honest opinion, I went into the final tribal fully voting for Kyle. And then all that stuff happened, and I was like, you know what? I want Boston to get 3rd, so I will vote Madison. In hopes she got 2nd. She won, and I'm happy for her. I love her. But truly, my vote for Madison was intentionally to get Boston 3rd.
So then, do you believe?
So you're bitter. Like what?
Damn.
That's
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie.
God.
You're bitter.
Boston pissed you off so much you made
You
Kyle
sound
lose
so
the
stupid.
Oh,
That was the
body.
funniest shit I've ever.
No, that's funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's awesome.
That is funny.
Holy fuck.
Looking back at it now, I do wish I voted for Kyle, so then at least him and Maddie tied, and Boston would have had to break it, but it is what it is. I'm glad at least one of them 2 won.
That's a good point, Weiss. So if you did vote for Kyle, Boston, who would you have voted for in the event of a tie?
Kyle.
In the moment, if it tied between the 2 of them, I probably would have voted Kyle right there.
That's
Maddie
awesome.
tore into you at that FTC, man.
Well, dude, she lied. She lied.
This is why we
FTC.
needed the FTC questions.
Yeah.
We needed them shown. I need y'all to see this. It was so
Yeah.
funny.
They're gonna see it. They're gonna see it when it airs. The audience
Oh
will
my
see it
God.
before this happens, so they'll have all the context. Don't worry.
Okay,
worry.
work, Diva.
Boston, does your opinion on anything about who you would have voted for in the event of a tie change through the course of watching the season unfold, or do you still believe that certain decisions were made that may not have been the quote unquote right decisions?
Wait, what do you mean on the second part of your question? What'd you say?
Like you said that in the moment you would have voted for Kyle, but the way that you worded it made it sound like it might have changed. So
Yeah.
did watching the season back change your opinion on anything with who you would have voted for in the event of a tie, or would it have been Kyle no matter what?
Well, I mean, obviously, postseason, everyone is out of game mode. Everyone's out of hating each other. And I grew close to some of these people, Madison being one of them. Watching it back, I don't know. I still, Madison's a great person. She's a good player. But I still probably would have voted Kyle, even watching it back. I respect game. I am never a bitter voter. I appreciate the game for what it's worth. And I still would have voted for him.
All right. Thank you for adding the context. There was a lot of complexity that went into this final vote, but we've addressed that. Now I want to kind of address some of the jury, starting with Red.
The anti-feminist. No, I'm kidding.
Clock him. Get it from Marine. Get him. Get him.
Red. Boston was your number 1, but he turned on you at the final 6 in a brutal way. Yet you still voted for him to win. Walk me through how you were feeling, at that moment, and then in the jury chat, and then casting your vote for Boston to win the season.
Yeah, I mean, I always vote for my closest ally. No matter what, at the end, I feel like they're the person I, had the most fun with playing the season. So that's how I usually end up voting. I also do think he had the best game out of the final 3 as well. Just between, I remember my FTC question, I tried to give Kyle a layup to try and maybe get my vote, and he kind of fumbled it for me. And then Madison, she straight up lied for 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, definitely not her. So that's kind of my thought process there. I was kind of funny in the jury chat. We were all talking about it, and then the anti-Boston in there was so heavy, and everyone's like, "Oh, we loved you, Red." So it was the complete opposite reaction. Just maybe Boston played a very similar game, which was really funny to see. I tried to advocate for Boston a little bit in that jury, but it was not going well. And then FTC obviously did not go well for him there either.
Yeah, Boston, do you have anything you want to say to Red after brutally blindsiding him at that final 6 round?
Man, you know I love you. You know how great of a game we played. You and I literally dictated this whole game, and I knew at the final 3 we would have had to claim. We'd have to fight for credit for the same moves, and it would have been between you and me. And I do feel like you would have beat me, just because of I mean, we both didn't really have great jury management, but I mean, mine was definitely probably worse. So you knew I couldn't sit next to you, and you know it was only for gameplay. And
yeah, I was pretty confident I'd beat you at the end too. So
yeah, right, exactly. No, you're you know you're a great fucking guy. Like there's no one else I would have wanted to be a duo with in this season, but I had to do it only for respect out of your gameplay, man. You played a great game, so
nothing but love for you, Boston. Nothing but love.
My man.
All right, we can go on and on with the Boston and Red duo, but I want to kind of divert to a different topic for a second. Jeffles.
Oh, here we go.
Oh God.
You were essentially always talked about this season. You were one of the only people to call out, Madison's influence this season and Kyle being a threat to, your side of the game. But people just kept letting them get to the end. Do you feel somewhat vindicated seeing Madison win the season and Madison and Kyle both being at FTC?
I mean, granted, after the fact that where do I start here? I mean, I got turned on by my group of 3 at 7, and then I watched as they all systematically went home after.
Yeah, Kimmi, yeah, look at us.
I'm looking at you more than me.
Like, I think, you see, without, I think it's kind of hilarious, no hate or anything. But watching all of my allies become surgeons as they, cut off their own limbs, and then I have to vote for one of my 3 biggest ops. I think it was funny. I mean, I don't, everything that happens within the game is, within the game, obviously. I know I caught like 12 billion strays that are like completely contradictory to my actual character that made me sad, but other than that, it was a fun time.
All right, I got, a couple more questions, and then I'm going to turn it over to, the after show people to, turn this reunion from CVS to MTV style reunions. So we're gonna get there in a second. But first, I gotta ask you, B.
Lord.
You were great this season and an honor to watch. You mentioned at FCC that after you were sent packing, everyone just kind of let Madison and Kyle get to the end. Do you feel like you were also proven right and that it was a big mistake to take you out of the game that early?
Laugh out loud. I mean, I was looking at that boot order after me and I was just laughing the whole time, and I had people being like, I should have listened to you, and I was just like, I told you so. It was funny. I laughed. I had a great laugh, and I definitely felt validated, so that's good.
Wait, I have one thing to say about that, because she said in that episode that she went home, my final 4 is Jeffles, Kimmi, and Weiss, and then me and Boston were the ones to flip on her because, like, obviously we should, and like we knew that was her final 4, so like why shouldn't we take you out there?
It didn't work for you. For Boston, definitely, but no.
Personally, I love that final 4, no shade. Because I'm in it.
I did.
I'll take whatever final 4 I can.
All right. Thermal, I gotta ask you a question before I turn this over to the after show peeps to ask some questions. Thermal, you got Dinglestorm Man at the Neptune blind side, and then after that you saw yourself go home. Do you wish you did anything differently this season?
A lot of things. First off, I feel like I really should have patched stuff up with Jeff, because at the beginning of the season, I felt like me and him were... Yeah, we were the close... I felt like I was really close to you, and we had a lot of the same plan.
Jesus Christ.
No, I know. Like, I wanted to be... I wanted to be, but honestly, like, I kind of just got picked up by Madison, Kyle. I kind of just got picked up by Madison, Kyle, and Neptune, and I didn't realize how much, like, leeway I had with Neptune. I should have done a lot of different things, like, work with different people, and I think I got kind of, just kind of put on the bottom after being the vote getter for a lot of the season. It was a lot of hard. It was really hard.
Jeff, drag him. Jeff.
Jeff, you can drag me if you want. No, it's like I really like Jeff. It's just like the game. You know how the game plays. Sometimes it plays you, and you're not able to catch up. And you try to, but you're kind of already just stuck.
Oh, believe me, I know. I got
kind of
through a wood chipper this entire game.
That's kind of how I felt.
Yeah, no, they freaking took me to a bomb and sent me to the moon. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thermality told me to my face he was debating
the whole season. I was eating votes the whole season.
All right, I'm sure y'all can
Weiss,
hash
who
it
was
out some
SBA?
more. Y'all have a lot to talk about. There's still so much to unpack here, but I feel like I'm asking the professional questions. I'm not really getting into the drama. Luckily, we have the after show to really get into what really went down in dirty this season. So, JJ, just if y'all want to come on Minecraft and come onto the stage, this is y'all's time to shake things up.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, is Red about to get dragged?
Probably.
Do it for Marie.
Bro, there's a door right there, bro. Get out of here. Get out. I'll cover
Omega, you can move in game.
We stand here?
Go for it. This is y'all's.
We stand on business.
Burns on fire.
No.
Alright.
No, save Red.
Let me start. Yeah.
Alright. So before we get into any of the main questions here, does anyone, Boston said that there were a lot of bitter jurors here. Does anyone on this cast and on the jury think they were bitter at all?
I don't think so, personally.
I will say that there could be a potential argument for people being bitter, though I will say that if you do continuously cut your bridges over and over, there's going to be bitter people. Personally, I can't speak for everyone else, but I don't think I was bitter because I tried to listen to all the speeches that were given at Final Tribal Council. And I will say, I did not go into it voting for Madison. I was going into it voting for Kyle. And I think a lot of people, in my opinion, were the same.
I agree with you.
Because to be honest, I will say, based on what we knew, what we saw, and what we perceived, Kyle played the best game. When I think some of us listened to speeches, I definitely think that a lot of us switched for better or for worse. Some of us maybe voted for our alliance members. Some of us maybe voted based on games. Some of us maybe voted for based on speeches. I think the speeches, that's the thing. We're filming this as people don't know what happened at FTC. And it's easy to just say, oh, well, Madison was lying the whole time. Or blah, blah, blah said this, blah, blah, blah said that. But really, in our minds, we only get what we see throughout the season, and we don't get to watch the episodes, bitch. We're in the fucking episodes. So we're voting based on what we know. And based on, I guess, what I saw, Madison played a better social game, in my opinion, with me in comparison to the other two. And I wanted to vote for Kyle. I just wasn't thoroughly impressed with his speeches. And then, Boston just pissed me off. I'm sorry. He just aggravated me as a finalist because you create all of these burnt bridges. You create all these burnt bridges and then complain about bitterness. That's the thing. It's kind of weird. So it's I don't know. It worked, yeah, but you're working for a third place.
I don't know. I think, to his credit, I think he played a good game to get to the end.
Absolutely.
Did he play a good game to get jury votes? Absolutely not. And now he wants to blame bitterness? I don't think so. I agree with what Kimmy's saying, though. No, for sure.
I don't deny that Boston played a great game. He definitely did. I just think that the game might have been misrepresented, and there was a lot of ways that you could have done it in a better way to get more jury votes. Because honestly, if you didn't burn people as much, I would have voted for you. I absolutely would have. But I didn't because of the way that it was handled, the way it was treated. And I felt in my opinion, you also weren't innocent in lying in the Final Tribal Council as well. I do think that there was a bit of exaggeration in the ways that you maybe quote unquote influenced. And I think that also it's kind of weird how Madison literally just won, and then the first thing people think to do is discredit her. It's kind of really ridiculous to me because she just won. Y'all are saying oh, people were bitter. Oh, people were salty. Oh, literally after the Jeffles boot, you came into a call with myself and Red and said that the least deserving person of the final three was going to win, and that was Madison. And it's the entire and the thing is she won. You can never let her just have her moment. I can agree with the fact that you don't think she should have won. That's fine, but to discredit her immediately is really ridiculous.
No,
but that's all in
the question
total.
you asked was who's the least deserving of the three, and
I didn't ask you that.
He's the least deserving. Or
I didn't ask you that, though.
Whoever asked that was my answer. I wasn't
No one asked
discrediting her.
you that.
I was saying if it's least deserving, it's her. You did.
But the thing is, no one asked you. I didn't say that,
You
though.
just brought it up.
I'm talking about in the fucking time when we were calling after Jeffles' boo. I'm talking about you literally came to the call and I was like, who do you think's gonna win? You said, I think the least deserving deserving person's gonna win, and that's Madison. And so it's like it's kind of annoying because it's like just like let her have her moment for like 2 fucking seconds. You don't have to agree with the fact that she won, but just let her have her moment. She just won $100 fucking dollars. Like just let her have it. So that's all in total. That's all in total why I voted for Madison. I think that she did the best at arguing her case, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yo, can I get a
really
back
well.
to the stage?
Sorry.
I have a lot of things.
I know Jeffles and people want to add something to this.
Here, buddy. Oh, thank you.
Could I add on to the thing about people being bitter?
Yeah.
I do think that when I first joined the there's a lot to this actually. I'm pretty sure that I was the last juror to vote and actually held up the vote by like a day because I wasn't there. And Red, I remember we were watching, like you were watching Final Tribal with me, and I was watching it for the first time, and I was like dying inside.
Yeah, you were not happy to vote when you.
And the thing is that like I had played the entire game, like going back to what people said about you voting based off of what you know. A big reason why why me and Kyle were at odds like the entire time was because I thought that he had voted for me at the Jules vote and was just lying to me about the entire time because of something he said. And then I only learned that that wasn't the case and that was actually like Madison. Like until I only learned that like after Final Tribal, like Neptune told me. Like it wasn't even any of the it wasn't even any like the finalists.
Wait,
like,
was it Neptune or was it me? Because I told you too.
Jeff, I told you after the vote happened.
Ooh, wake it up. Ooh, wake it up.
I did. I was in a call with you.
Believe Papa Bear.
I don't believe
Papa Bear.
I don't believe it. No, but like even then, like I wouldn't have believed it anyway because like everything lined up like perfectly. Like I get like we're talking at Tribal. Kyle goes, I don't think any of these 2 people should go home, and then I get a vote out of nowhere. So what am I gonna think?
Kyle might have just forgot. You know, he's a pretty.
I mean, I knew Madison was voting you the whole time, so.
No, yeah, I just didn't know, and I probably wouldn't have believed it. Wait, and that's fine. And then like after I learned about it, I was like,
no,
oh
I didn't
shoot.
control the whole Saint
I was like a complete like that, like none of the adversity that happened between me and him it didn't need to happen at all. And so despite the fact that I was like most of my strays like straight up came from Kyle, but I voted for him anyway. And just kind of seeing how a lot of the that is wild, by the way. But like when I first got to like the Ponderosa chat, everyone was just like, or day of, because I remember like the chat was really active like during the finale, like when we were doing that on a separate day. But I remember I genuinely think like Weiss, if you made it to the end, buddy, I think you actually might have won.
That's the crazy thing.
Ticked off at everyone.
That's the crazy thing. I wasn't voting Weiss though. That's the crazy thing. I'm so sorry, Batty. I wasn't voting you.
It's okay.
I love you.
No, like all three of the finalists were just like getting absolutely dragged, like in that chat, and it made me sad because like on one end I'm thinking, like, all right, like, you know, y'all kind of let this happen. And 2, like I'm really happy all 3 of them received at least 2 votes because like people are talking about, you know, let Madison have her moment. I think all 3 of them should have their moment because I think like all 3 of them did really well despite it was mostly me targeting like Kyle and Madison the entire time. They still you know,
it wasn't just through. Don't worry about it.
It wasn't just you. It was me too.
No, Kyle. Like it was after you. I'm talking more so Madison because Kyle, I only voted you once. I only voted you at the merge one. Every other time I voted Madison.
We talked about how Kyle spent the whole season dragging.
I think I voted for both of them.
Wait, Soccer,
can I speak on something real quick?
Yeah. Can we leak Ponderosa though? That'd be so funny.
Alright, so I was probably one of the least bitter jurors here going into the jury because honestly, I didn't know what the fuck was going on all season. So I came in. Like, I was pre-merge fucked me. I'm be real with you. Like, I could not get my footing worth shit. I didn't realize, like, you know, I could influence some people. Like, I didn't realize I had that influence over Neptune. So, like, after I realized that, I was like, fuck. So, I mean, and when I went into the jury, honestly, my initial thought was Boston was playing the best game, actually, up until at least the final 6. I think the mistake was trying to play the middle so hard to where that was the strategy, instead of, getting to the end and, getting to the end off of his social game. And that's kind of like why that held me up on voting for Boston, though I was like, I do think he had a good FTC. I think everyone had a good FTC. I think Madison had the best FTC. Like, I felt like they fought the hardest for it. I felt like, I didn't end up voting Madison. I ended up voting Kyle, so that was my vote. But like that I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Honestly, throughout most of it.
Good work, Diva.
Good choice.
All right. That was a wonderful first question, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the first question. Oh my god.
The wheel
now
of
it's
image
gonna
in the chat is crazy, Kimmy.
So now it's gonna talk about the bitters a little bit. Kyle, we just heard from what Weiss said. Weiss's vote was more not for who played the best game, but for third place. And with Weiss said they were voting for first, you'd have tied the votes, and Boston just said he would have voted for you, and you would have won. Hearing all this now, after playing such a hard season with such a great cast, how does that feel?
It's more funny than anything. I don't really care about the money, and I didn't care too much about the win. It would have been cool to win, I guess, but it's fine. I think it's more funny that the whole point of the jury or that FTC was to make Boston not win, opposed to voting who you think should win. That's honestly just funny for me, so I'm here for it.
All right. If it was Reddit, it would have been even better, but I get that.
True.
Okay.
Right, I totally won, buddy. You had your chance.
All right, so this is more of a question for Thermal, and a lot of these things during the live season, we saw a lot of people bashing you. It was more of like a hate train, people called it. And when I talked to Phoque on one of the interviews, Phoque said, and I quote,
Bring it up.
Are you ready, Thermal, for this?
What you do, folks?
Yes. Take me.
Okay, you were playing with no balls. Now that you've seen the entire season, and with folks saying that, how do you want to respond to that?
I was just playing off of I was just playing off my erratic self. I'm just erratic and like a little bit crazy sometimes. And I don't think I had no balls. I think more so that I was just kind of led astray at times. Like, honestly, the fact that I did not say I was playing with one ball. I'll take it. I was playing with one ball, and the one ball was me.
I was not the way you were speaking to people.
I think I was just. If you said I had no balls, you can't say I had no balls when I went to auctions. Just like, get my name out of your mouth. I went to people telling them I would vote for them at some point in time. Maybe it was pure stupidity, not really me just taking risks. And honestly, I will agree with that. I was just drained through the fucking pre-merge, like so drained. Like the fact that I was just getting votes at times and trying to get into calls with people. It's hard, when you're playing the game and the game sometimes plays you. So like that's kind of like how I felt. I wouldn't say that it was, me not, doing certain things. I did try to push stuff, but it didn't work out sometimes. So yeah. Sorry, I'm a little erratic. So I'm just kind of like saying shit that comes to my mind.
I was so scared you said erotic. I almost left.
All right. And Phoque, being quoted in that statement, do you still stand by that statement that he played with no balls, or do you think he played with balls at the end?
I think that there were times that he played with no balls, but I can definitely respect the way he's playing. Like, I'm always gonna respect somebody who's gonna swing every time and probably miss a lot of the times. But one of those swings is gonna hit. It didn't with Thermal. It didn't with Thermal.
Oh my god!
I think I'm trying.
You tried. You tried. There are some people
5 times in the season.
Listen, he tried, and some people this season didn't really try as hard until they had to.
I tried to take out Kyle. Honestly, I still I see the reason why they didn't take out Kyle at 9, but why they didn't take out Kyle at 8 kind of baffles me a little bit, because I don't know. It knows shields, but it just like there were the numbers to take out Kyle at 9, and I didn't realize that I had the numbers at fucking the B vote either. Ugh.
All right. And Phoque, you know, you're one of the 4 people in this game that didn't get voted out this season. So how do you feel about that?
Listen, I don't know. I'm like all 3 of them who didn't get voted out. They're there. I'm here. So like, I don't think that's really much of an accomplishment. But listen, I took a lot of L's this season. So if I can leave the game with 0 votes to my name with Boston, hey, I'm gonna take that win. Like,
yes, sir. The only 2.
The only
also,
2.
Phoque, I'm gonna say the 2. If I had got my way, you would not have been in the rock draw. It would have been Jeffles in the rock draw, because I tried. But again, like I said, a lot of the shit that I tried just didn't hit.
I'd go to rocks my boy any day. Any day.
I gave you the opportunity and you were not talking at all. If that was the case and that was your intention, you should have said it. So it's not on me.
No, I tried before the tribal. Once we were at tribal, it was already set.
I don't know.
All right, so this is more of a question like that I saw here, and I just want to address like mainly 2 people here. B and Kimmi, it seemed like the entire game people were going after you both for genuine no reason. It seemed like you both were powerful women playing at the dominant game. From the start, there was an all-male alliance created against you. Multiple confessionals in a row from Boston came from him just going after you guys, saying he wanted you gone. And the first chance they really got, they went after B. And even to be seeing now, we're seeing when Madison won, just bitterness, saying Madison not this, Madison not that. We're hardly ever seeing, oh, good for Madison. So since Madison's not here, I just want you 2 to address it and like say how you feel about all that.
I've spoken a lot, so I'll let B speak first.
I mean, I think it's weird. Boston lost, Madison won. Move on. Cry about it. Like, I don't know what to say. Talking about episode 1, I mean, it was weird. I had nothing against Boston. I mean, I think everybody had the same understanding that he was annoying. But that annoyance didn't really come from game. It came from him taking like 50 minutes per episode to basically talk about his game, because a lot of people are like, Boston doesn't have that big of a game, but he was out here rambling for hours on end about his quote-unquote confessional and how good of a game he was playing, and yet that game brought him 2nd/3rd. You know, I can own that I'm 10th place and whatnot, but at least I was a character. He kind of was, you know, there for pre-merge. So I don't know. And that there kind of followed, you know, him being like, Kimmi and Hannah. I think like if I were to count his pre-merge confessionals about us, I think would be at double digits.
I wanna,
you know, I'll let Kim talk.
As can I just like step in as like the
for sure.
Like
Go for it.
I wasn't there. I wasn't on the jury, and I didn't get to experience a lot of the game. But I feel like at certain points people are underestimating Boston's game, because I watched that season, and I had a feeling that Boston wasn't gonna win just from the edit. But like watching the game unfold, like Boston, in my opinion, played the best game on paper out of that final 3, and I do think he lost because of social play and because Madison was just so much more better at explaining her game. I do think the game came down to those 2. I personally would have voted for Boston in the end, but I'm not going to discredit Maddie's game to like put that point across. I feel like there are both sides, and I think both sides are valid. So I did say to give Boston credit when Soccer was here. I did say that he played a good game to get to the end, but I don't think he played a good game to get jury votes, and I think it's evident because of the game he played. He's quite literally the replicant of Russell Hands, and some people take it as a compliment, some people take it as a negative. I take it as both, and if you want to play a villain game, good on you, Boston. Like, that's really all I can say. I mean, can I take something for a moment? Like, I'm gonna address something, if that's okay with everybody here.
Yes.
I know Jeff touched up on it a little bit, like when he was talking about hypocritical behavior. You know, people were calling Jeff a simp and all this shit, but
that was wild.
That was crazy.
If I were to quote my dimension, somebody was at Purgatory, and when they met Madison, it was love at first eyes. And, you know, I just thought it was very strange because that guy puppy-eyed dogged her every single time, every single opportunity he got, but then he was dogging Jeff for basically being with me. It's weird. So I don't know. I really thought that was a little weird, but I guess that's a conversation for another question maybe. But no, that's definitely what I wanted to talk about.
That is a bit weird.
I feel like let's get into that right now. Actually, like, who's that person?
For
B?
sure. It was Boston.
Who's that person?
Boston.
Also, I have a question for B too.
For sure.
Why, if you wanted Madison out, because like at some points you were like, I want Madison out, why did you block Madison's vote instead of my vote?
Well, actually, could I answer a little bit?
What the hell? Hello.
Because also, like, this is the thing. Number one, we don't know what's going on in your tribe, so there could have easily been an idol, and Madison could have easily had numbers to, you know, like save her if that's really what we wanted. And number two, on top of that, you weren't speaking, and we did not have the perception that Madison was in a great position, because we thought that because she was bad at challenges that she was going to be on the bottom. So we were like going into it like, oh, let's help Madison, like let's be baddies and help Madison. But when we got there, when B got there, clearly that wasn't the case, and clearly she saw that. So it was kind of a last minute like kind of thing. If that's right.
Who were you in between blocking their vote? Was it always going to be me, or was there another person it could have been?
I mean, it was basically going to be everybody but Madison. I mean, I came into that tribal making it very clear that I was going to help the person out who was at the bottom. I said it in my confessional, and I was, you know, authentic with it. Even before that, I was talking with the whole tribe because I was hesitant on the whole situation. But one thing that we all agreed on was we thought Madison was on the bottom, because when we go to tribal, especially for like the first tribal, which RIP to Miss Marine, but we were talking about challenge performance, and we were, you know, just taking that into perspective of your guys' tribal, and we were like, maybe Madison is in danger because that girl tanked that immunity challenge as per always, as we saw in the season. So love the girl too. But no, like I just thought that Madison was in danger and I was gonna help her out. And it also did not help that like our tribe was, you know, like JJ said, making an all guys line. So it was just all up that.
That wasn't the thing on our side though.
I don't know why myself and B's connection was so threatening. Like that's crazy. Like we had.
It wasn't that. I wasn't.
I mean, I'm talking more so on my team.
Okay. I'm saying like, at merge, I wanted to save B.
Like, why did it start?
I don't know. I mean, I think that they just saw two girls go off to the Ponderosa or whatever the fuck it is, and then be like, oh yeah, they're aligned. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because we went to the first thing together. Maybe it's because, like, I don't know. Maybe because we have similar personalities. Maybe they were threatened by that. I don't know. I really don't care because we both made merge anyways. But, like, because, I mean, all I have to say is on who. And that's it. And it's done. And it's a wrap.
Crazy.
Yeah, looking back, I should have talked, but honestly, like when I'm in a situation like that, I felt like if me opening my mouth, I was already getting votes sometimes, and I felt like me opening my mouth would have put a bigger target on my back at that tribal because I was already getting votes.
As somebody who went home that tribal, I want to ask something. Like, B, hypothetically, if Thermal did speak and respond to you, who would you have blocked? Because I told you that me and Jeff were undebatably on the bottom. Like, who would you have blocked? Like, would you have blocked my vote, Jeff's vote?
Absolutely not. I was leading that conversation for you guys to throw people under the bus. If you guys told me who to, I would have done exactly that. I just needed people to talk. I had a good conversation with you going to the first purgatory, and I knew that I was going to do whatever you wanted from me. And if anybody spoke up, you know, advocating for you because you were clearly at the bottom or you were around that bottom area, I would have done exactly that. So it just came down to communication. I mean, I don't really have a name in particular, but if you guys spoke up and said a name, went to plan, probably would have happened.
Okay.
And I would have, honestly though, Phoque and Jeff, I would have voted for Madison and not Neptune there. I probably should have pushed that harder.
Oh my gosh, we've heard this 100 times, guys. We don't need to go over every.
Yeah, I really don't care.
Let me
listen. I haven't gotten a question. Like, let me get talk time, please.
Yeah, let my boy talk.
Can talk time.
Let all our boys talk. Hold on. Yeah, girls. Everyone. You know that name.
He said, let all my boys talk, made it all boy
a lot of shit has been said.
I was literally aligned with you, Kimmi.
Guys,
And then she voted you out.
Let the host speak.
All right,
There's a lot of shit talk on you, and I'm gonna give you a chance to, defend yourself on all the shit talk that's been against you this reunion. What do you have to say to the haters?
I mean, there's just so much. I mean, where do I even start? I think it really just comes down to people are upset by how I played. I mean, I think we all know the game of Survivor. We're literally on a heroes and villain season, and I was given the villain buff. Yeah, I'm gonna play like a villain. I don't know what was so shocking that I flipped and played the game of Survivor. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Where should I start with the sim stuff? That confessional was recorded post-season when me and Madison were obviously friends at that point after the season. So I mean, and in the season when you're shit talking, I mean, you're doing it for the TV. You're doing it because you're there in the moment. So any of the comments I said
I'll just be authentic. I don't know, but yeah, continue. Not everything has to be a built-up thing.
Can I speak, or are you gonna? Do you want to get your TV time?
Yeah, I said go for it.
Do you want more TV time?
Well, no.
Calm down, y'all. Calm down. That's enough.
I mean, you already lost by my vote.
I didn't even get the shitty question started.
Do you want? I thought it was. Hey, I thought it was my question. I thought it was my question.
Let the boy speak.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, no, but I mean, just in general, people hate me because they're not me. You know what I mean? I played a good game. I played as hard as I could, and the cards fell where they were. So it is what it is.
All right.
Anyway.
All right. So now this is more of a question for anyone here. Like, anyone can really answer this. Like, if there any point in the season that like something was missed that like needed to be shown, like where was your character missed? Like, this was feel frames for everyone. Just go crazy.
Give it to Phoque. He wasn't here that long.
Yeah.
Phoque. I was gonna. I mean, I know I was like a pre-merge boot, and not a lot of my story can be shown, but I feel like a big thing that could have been like added in was the reason why I was so against Kyle in the first place, because it became a big part of my character, like the round before and like the round of my boot. So basically, why I went after him so hard, I think it was around the Marine boot. Like the Saints had downtime, and we like went on an idol hunt, and I remember me, Jeff, and Kyle like went over to an island. Like, by the way, the idol was never found. Like, I don't even know where it is. I don't know if somebody has it. Like, but we were searching, and
the tree.
Yeah, we were searching, and I came up to Kyle. I made a sign and said, you know what? I'm not gonna message this dude. I'm gonna put a like he's unk, like he's old, like he probably responds better with sign communication than messages. So I put a message down on a sign, like asked him, hey, how's it going? Like, did you find the idol, bro? Want to work together? Like something like that. And he bitchily just looked at it, broke the sign, and just went. And my petty ass said, this guy gotta go. And so I found Jeff under a bridge, like one of those goblins from Dora the Explorer, just waiting for somebody to pass. Like he was, I don't even know what you were doing, bro. And I said through signs, like, we gotta go for Kyle, man. I don't trust him. He probably has the idol. Like, doing some gaslighting, Complex knows that best. That kind of works. And I think that got traction. And I think that's the reason why me and particularly Jeff kind of like were so zoned in on Kyle most of the season. And I wish that maybe some snippets of that were shown. I don't know.
Me under the bridge was funny though. I wish that got
it. Jeff, why are you always under that bridge? That's crazy.
I was under the bridge one time.
Well, that's still too many times.
That's not always. Yeah. That's always
too many times.
Like, I don't even know what you were doing. Like, you were just standing there. Like, you were not.
He was in the woods.
I was probably eating a tangerine. I ate like 6 tangerines that day.
In the woods?
No, we were filming.
You said fresh fruit down.
It's time for the grand finale of questions.
Oh, no.
Fearless Red Hawk.
Oh my god.
It's you!
It's him, it's he.
Wait, can we play the clips, please?
There's always that one, like, 14-year-old that really is annoying sometimes, okay? I'm sorry.
From Marie.
They will be shown.
JJ, read them out. Read out the incidents.
So, we have some incidents. This is just in the first 3 episodes alone. He said there are no children on the tribe. Went next to a child. Left Marina called by themselves. Started an all-male alliance. dead named Jules, went on a manhunt after the woman on his tribe. Now Red.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Ooh, can I add another one? Can I add another one?
That's your whole thing.
Oh
It's
yes,
just
there's
why.
more.
There's more?
So Red called myself and B men on our team.
Oh.
He absolutely did. He called us the top 4 like top men of the team. Absolutely.
Oh,
like the challenge beast.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah,
then you correct
men's
yourself with
agenda.
women.
Wake it up, Red. Wake it up, Red.
I'm sorry, I was using a gender neutral term there, guys. Sorry, my apologies.
Red, how do you wake up at night with doing this kind of stuff?
You know, I wake up how I normally do. I have no enemies. No one here is
No
my
remorse?
enemies.
No remorse?
After everything I've done this season, I have nothing but positive things to say about my tribe mates. And
Think of the memory. 6, 5,
Where's the
4,
teleprompter?
3, 2, 1.
Where's the
I'm
teleprompter?
reading what my lawyer sent me, okay? Let me continue.
Bitch found those sheets.
As it goes on, Kimmi, you are a powerful and independent woman. And I stand by that statement that you would have won the game if you reached the end.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
You misplayed that idol. That makes you a less powerful, independent woman than Kimmi, but still, nonetheless, a powerful woman.
See, you can't even get through
Marine,
2
who is
people.
not
You can't
here.
even get through 2 people.
You, Marine, who's not here, who I will address this to formally in the public setting.
Wait, I can
You did your own thing, and that is strong and independent, and we respect that here. There's not much else to say about it, to be honest. I mean, she was here for like 5 seconds, not gonna lie, guys.
Okay.
Whoa!
You can't even get through one person. You can't even get through one person. Like, it's over for you. You're canceled.
No.
That was
I still
authentic.
Madison.
That was authentic.
Madison, you are a strong, independent woman. You won the season. And I appreciate that. I did not vote for you in the end, but I respected your gameplay as I told Boston 20 times that Madison would smoke you at the end. And last but not least, I still have Jules, who I didn't get to interact with this season, but she is a strong, independent woman who I played with in a different season. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, I have Marine
The
on the mic.
teleprompter and everything.
Do you guys buy that apology?
No.
Buy that apology?
No.
What the hell, guys?
Red is getting jumped.
I got you, Red.
Red is getting jumped. It's over.
Red, sit next to me, buddy. Sit next to me. Come here.
Yeah, I gotta get over I gotta get away from there.
Yeah.
You're gonna attack me. You're gonna attack me.
Oh my god.
Here, we'll build a shield too. We'll make a little like.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we'll box you in. They can't touch you anymore.
I will not get any cooties on me today.
Okay, bitch, then what's up? What's up, bitch? Cooties down. It's over for you. It's over for you.
Fine, Red.
Oh my god.
Well, I think we heard enough. Being from the after show side, not knowing what's going on, I just want to thank you all for giving us this platform to do this, and thank you all for being such a good cast. It's my first time ever doing this, and I just want to say it was nothing but fun, pleasure, and honor. For everyone I got to interview, thank you so much for coming out. And thank you guys for letting me do this. It was so much fun, and that's all I can say.
Yes, JJ. Yes, GSA. Okay.
Thank you. I couldn't
Give it
hear
up
you
for our
though. Here's
host.
the idol.
Thank you, bye.
Coming out. We may be back for season 3. I don't know. That depends.
Yes.
Wake it
But we
up.
still gotta finish out all the season 2 after shows, so some of you might be still talking about this season.
Ooh, I'm gonna talk shit.
Word.
But anyway, unless soccer has something to say, that's enough from us. So.
Thank you, JJ and GSA, for an amazing dramatic reunion. You really brought out the best and worst out of some people, but that's what we love to see. Anyways, before we end this reunion, we need to handle one last order of business, and that is fan favorite.
Wake it up.
Season
Wake it up.
over the past month and a half, people have been voting for who their favorite players were this season. Season 1 had a total of 13 votes casted, and this season broke a record at 51 total votes being casted
Wake it
as
up.
to who they wanted to be their fan favorite. And without any hesitation, I'll reveal our top 6 in the particular order. Go join Boston, that sitting there. Actually,
It's
where
with
did
the 5 chairs.
No, Boston can get up and join, the jury, so I can go reveal who the top 6 vote getters are. In a particular order, we have Boston.
Get back up.
Madison is not here at the moment. Kyle, who is not here at the moment. Jeffles.
What?
Kimmi.
That's
and
wild,
B.
actually.
And B.
Oh my
Alright.
god! It's with the mother.
What? Did you like screw it up at all? I do not.
Now, I will reveal the order. Tying for 5th and 6th place with 30 total points is Kyle and Jeffles.
Okay, yeah, that makes I was about to say.
Now we take a leap. In 4th place with 55 points, being 6 first place votes, 6 second place votes, and 7 third place votes, is Madison.
Mother.
Oh wow.
Word.
3rd place in the fan favorite voting with 58 points, getting 8 first place votes, 6 second place votes, but no third place votes. Boston.
Oh my god, B!
Kimmi.
Oh my god! 3rd place.
Yes.
Boston, go join the jury.
Oh my god, Hugsy is so good. Oh my god,
I
that's
love
my
you.
sister. Oh my god, I love you. I love you too.
There is a slight gap here.
Oh,
With second
girl,
place getting 66 and first place getting 73 votes. I mean, not that time votes, 73 points. And the fan favorite of Soccer's Minecraft Survivors, Saints vs. Sinners, with 73 points, being 5 first place votes, but 12 second place and 12 third place votes.
It's definitely B. She won.
It's Kimmi.
What?
Yes.
Wait, I won?
Yeah.
Kimmi, you are this season's fan favorite.
Oh my
I love
god!
you.
Crazy!
How many times did you let Hero vote?
Once.
As many times as he wanted to. As many times as he wanted to. Absolutely. Like,
Word.
And with that, congratulations, Kimmi, on winning fan favorite.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everybody on helping make a great season. And with that, we'll see y'all next time in season 3.
Shout out to the It Girls. Aye.
Yeah.
The final should have been.
Yay.